Hey everybody, it's Michael from GetFitOver40.com with a bit of a preview video. This is a technology fitness product. This is the Garmin VivoActive that we're going to look at today. Hopefully I won't take too long going over this preview. I have so much information in my head on this product, but let's get over some of the basic information. So if you've watched some of my previous videos, I've done a review on the VivoFit, I've done a review on the VivoSmart, and now this is the VivoActive. So what's the difference between all these products? Well, all of these products will connect to a heart rate monitor, which is the way that I like to track my heart rate when I do fitness related activity. So when I'm actually doing a workout, I like to use a heart rate monitor. I've used products in the past like the Basis here that have a heart rate optical sensor on the back. I've even tested out the Mio Alpha heart rate sensor on the back. I even tested out the Fitbit Surge, which is their latest product. Gave that a try, and to be honest, none of them cut it. None of them would read my heart rate accurately or even close to accurately as soon as I started doing a workout. You know, if I was going for a fast-paced walk, maybe got my heart rate up to 110 or even 120, it'd be okay. But as soon as it got up and over that, it just lost the ability to really track my heart rate to any accurate degree. It would usually not give me a heart rate or be really, really low in terms of how high my actual heart rate was. So that made me kind of think that maybe the Apple Watch with its optical heart rate sensor isn't going to cut it for me either. And I'm really not sure about putting a $500 watch on my wrist while I'm doing intense workouts. So I kind of thought maybe I don't want to spend that much money. Maybe I want something that actually works with a heart rate monitor instead of optical sensors. And so here we are with the Garmin VivoActive. Again, some of the differences between the VivoActive, the VivoSmart, and the VivoFit. The VivoFit has this tremendous battery life. Now there's a version 2 of the VivoFit as well, but I was using VivoFit 1. And version 2 and version 1, basically they have outstanding battery life up to a year. And of course that depends on how much you sync it, how much you use it with a heart rate strap. All that stuff will determine how long it lasts or how long the battery lasts. Now the VivoSmart basically took that whole concept of the fitness tracker paired with a heart rate monitor and added some smartwatch capabilities. So you can watch those reviews. Give you some good ideas of what kind of the difference is between the two and how the smartwatch features play an effect and a role in using a device like that. So here we are again, back to the VivoActive. And what exactly does this device do for me? Well, it's a fitness tracker like, you know, any other fitness tracker that you would wear. Some of my old ones here. Right, so it's just a fitness tracker which has motion sensor technology which captures data like steps, movements, things like that. A lot of these guys will even track your sleep, when you're sleeping, when you're not sleeping. They can even determine for a good part what level of activity you're doing, if you're walking, running, standing, sitting. So they kind of all look at that information depending on the software in them, will determine what you're kind of doing and figure out how many calories you're burning throughout the day. So they all kind of do that to some degree. Now this Garmin VivoActive basically takes it to the next level. It's a very nice, stylish watch, so it looks a little bit more like a watch than a fitness tracker. Has this nice LCD screen that's always on, right? We'll get more into the quality of the screen in my future videos, but the quality is definitely very decent. It's not super bright, but it's bright enough for sure, and the brighter it gets, the brighter the screen gets actually, so it uses a little bit of outside source light to brighten it up. The VivoActive also has a GPS built into it, which, you know, for me isn't a huge thing because I don't do a lot of running, I don't do a lot of biking, but I do go for quite a few walks, and it is definitely interesting to turn on that ability or turn on the GPS, go for a walk, track the walk. I can look at that data, I can see exactly how far I went, I can see exactly where I went on a map, I can see the elevation up and down as I was walking. It'll even determine calories very accurately without a heart rate monitor because of the distance that I went and because of my pace and all that information. It can figure out calories pretty good, but it is definitely neat to see your information on a map later on after the fact. So that's kind of cool. This Garmin VivoActive is also a very intuitive or full-featured smartwatch. So you have information. This is basically like the time, the date. I've got my, this is how far I've gone today. It's kind of early in the day. Those are the calories I burned. Those are my goal calories for the day, which is a little bit light. It'll probably get up to about 10,000 over time because I generally do a lot more, but it's new, so it hasn't figured me out yet. You've got your battery up there, different connections, of course your time. Now if I scroll over here, you can see I've got some information on what's going on in terms of some emails coming in. I don't have a lot going on, but there's a few things going on. So you can see that there. We can also go over and see what's going on today. All right, this is my calendar for the day. This is basically if I want to connect it to iTunes or iTunes on my iPhone, I can control that a little bit. I've also got some calendar information. We'll go into that more on the actual review that I do. Here's basically Garmin's overview of what's going on for the day, and that's kind of it. We also have other screens for things like running, biking, swimming, golfing, walking. Find my phone there. Basically indoor, outdoor activities. Now what's the difference between indoor and outdoor? So you've got indoor running versus outdoor running. Indoor running basically won't use the GPS because it doesn't need to. You're not moving around, right? So lots of ways you can track your information. All of these track it a little bit differently. There's also apps you can install on here, which is cool because it's a smartphone. It uses the iQ store, or I think it's called the iQ App Store or whatever, through Garmin. You also have settings and stuff. We'll go into that later another time. But very full featured in terms of a smartwatch. I did want to quickly show you how it charges. So you basically have this device here. Magnetically just goes right in there. Really easy to charge. Just USB charged right through your computer, or USB port or USB dongle of some sort plugged into a wall. Now the heart rate monitor, I just use a heart rate monitor like this that I already had. Basically the one I had for my other devices works just fine with this one. And so again, I get all of my information when I'm sitting around, walking around, doing my day-to-day activities. I get everything I need to know in terms of what's going on with my activity. I get my notifications. If someone calls me, it shows up on the phone. All that information is happening. When I want to do a workout, I just throw on the heart rate strap, start up an activity session, and just record what's going on. And I'll get all that information, heart rate, steps, just depending on what it is, it'll let me know different information based on the activity that I'm doing. And of course, if I want to go for a walk, run, or bike, I activate one of those sessions and GPS information will be recorded. Now a couple things that I haven't mentioned yet is the VivoActive has an amazing battery life. Now if I'm just using it basically, so I'm not doing a lot of stuff, not hooking it up to heart rate monitors, not using the GPS, not maybe getting a lot of notifications, you can get up to 3 weeks worth of battery. Now that's optimal. That's probably the best case scenario you'd ever get. I'm expecting to get a good week of usage with this, pairing it to my heart rate monitor, maybe doing the occasional GPS session or activity, and of course getting my day-to-day notifications, which by the way gives me vibration as well. So there's a little motor in there that vibrates. That's going to use up some battery, but it is nice because a lot of times my iPhone is in my pocket and I don't necessarily feel the vibration as well as I feel it on my wrist. So I'm getting kind of dual vibration notifications when a text comes in, when an email comes in. Anything basically that I have in my notifications on my iPhone will show up on the screen, and of course phone calls will show up on the screen as well. Alright, other than just a really quick walk around, which I probably should have done in the first place, this is pretty much it. You know, it's really lightweight, it's really small, you know, in terms of how it looks on your wrist. For me, it's fine. I don't have huge wrists, but I have your kind of average size wrists, right? Nice and flush, isn't going to get caught on a lot of stuff. You can get aftermarket bands. I say aftermarket, you can get basically their bands. You can get leather bands, silicone bands, different colored bands, replace them if you want to. So there is some customization available with this watch. Really nice watch, really nice tracker I should say, really nice smartwatch in general. Alright, more coming up down the road on this Garmin VivoActive. Hopefully that gave you just a little bit of an idea of what the Garmin VivoActive is all about and how it compares to some other products out there. Alright, thanks for watching another GetFitOver40.com video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, take care.